Good morning, YouTube. Hey, how y'all doing this morning? Y'all know I'm always having camera issues. It's always an issue. Always an issue. Okay, here we go. Alright, but walking ain't an issue. I got more light. I hope it helps. Hey, good grand risings, Canada. Great risings, great risings. I said I'm going to put a sign there, a sign there. Great risings in your life, in your home, in your family. Great risings this morning. Waking up and walking. That's a great rising, honey. Let me slow myself down. Oh, how y'all doing? It is a little rainy here, a little muggy, a little cold. Everything flowers and crop needs to grow. Yeah, because this is May. With the last frost, you really can't start planting anything. For some vegetables, some plant vegetables we started already. But you're supposed to wait till after May 15th, which they say will be the last frost. So, we still got room for a little frost going on. Good morning. Grand risings, grand risings. I woke up really... It's the rain. I was like, boy, I'm sleeping very well. I'm sleeping really, really good. I'm saying to myself, I'm getting down with the sleep sounds. It was the rain. So we're in our 5th month, y'all. Our 5th month. And I'm already into my routine. I wake up, I hit this one, at this time. Make sure I eat, etc., etc. You know. And that's it. On Sundays, I make sure not to do anything. Because I I want to do everything. I want to jump on the bike, or stretch. I want to do all that stuff on Sunday. And that's the day I don't do anything. Especially Mother's Day, I didn't do anything. So I can only tell you how stiff I am this morning. But no, I don't do any exercises, stretching, nothing on Sunday. That's the day that I tell my body, we don't have to do no exercise, and it's satisfied. So. Yep. And it's slow because it's hard. Slow is hard because it's like you leaning on one foot, and then another foot, and another foot. But each one you're strengthening the leg. Where as quick, they're balanced out. You're not really putting that weight on it. And of course you squeeze your gut. And by squeezing your gut, you know that is. Yeah. The lioness came around to me yesterday, honey. I don't know what Mother's Day do for y'all, but it brings out a lioness in me. You know? I did some declaring yesterday. Whew. Yep, we're back at it. But you gotta feel good. I know I feel good. My body is so good. It's just every morning when it wakes me up and it moves me. It's like, yes, no resistance. We are into this now. Well, yeah, we're in our 5th month. We are totally into it. We're at 5 minutes already. 5 minutes. Oh, I think sometime how I'm walking, I'm shell. But this is, I don't know anything about lighting, so the whole thing is like a disco. That's why I said, let's get this party started. There's disco lights. Oh, squeeze your gut. So, I'm trying to stay away from the subject, but I can't. Domestic violence. Ladies, you're not helping yourself, the kids, the relationship when you stay in a marriage where you're abused by your husband, the kid's father. You say, oh, I'm staying for the kids. I'm saying, let me tell you, when them kids get grown, they don't like you because they watch you get punched and kicked and thrown down the stairs. They really don't like you. For some reason, they start liking the person that was punching and kicking you and throwing you down the stairs. Because he justified to them every time he did something to you. And because he beat you till your mouth was closed, you couldn't even say anything to them in defense. And they grow up and they don't like you. They say, oh, my mother's weak. Yeah, my father would beat on her all the time. My mother is stupid. She would stand there and he would just like punch her and then he'd throw it in and he would just stomp her. They don't want to be like you, though sometimes they wind up doing just that. But you're not saving them at, oh, I'm staying for the kids. They don't like you when you stay. They don't like you. Every time they see you get punched and you don't hit back, they don't like you. I remember this one time, I moved to Washington Heights. It was all pre-planned, everything, because I was so naive and so family oriented, that you could be manipulated. So, I found myself living with my oldest sister's best friend. And we worked it out. I knew her. We worked it out. I was working telephone company on like a 4 to 12 shift. So I always needed someone to be with me and my daughter because I would be home, so of course she was there. And the roommate would pick my daughter up from the after school program and keep her and put her in bed and stuff like that, which I was very grateful for because I was working 4 to 12. I wouldn't walk in the house till 1:30. Hey, good morning, dearie. And Facebook friends, thanks for the support, hey. And a few times I would see Dave looking at me like side eye. When Pat, she was very boisterous and very boisterous, but she never bothered me. But I would see Dave looking at Pat like if she would say something to me that was out of line, but I just ignore her because my daughter would look at me like, she could talk to you like that? And I would catch her in the corner of my eye and I would, what's going on? So as time goes on, me and the roommate's not getting along at all. A lot of issues. So, I can't remember what she did to me. She did something to me And I'm very quick with my hands. That's why I try to stay away from people. I am how I am because I need to be there. I ain't doing time. I just ain't messing with you. And before I knew it, I had snatched out by the collar of her shirt, slammed her into that refrigerator, and said, "Don't make me stuff your ass in that freezer." Caught up in the moment, I looked over, my daughter was watching me. And we go back in the room and I said, "You know what? I always apologize. I'm sorry that you had to see me do that. We had 10 minutes already. Sorry you had to see me do this with Aunt Pat." And she said, looked at me wide-eyed. She said, "Mommy, you can beat Aunt Pat." So I'm like, "Okay. I'm sorry you saw that. We're not supposed to carry on like that, Mom." And she said, "Mommy, Aunt Pat used to tell me all the time when she picked me up from school, and if you tell your mother, I'll beat your mother's ass." That's what she used to tell my daughter. "And your mother can't do it because I'll beat your mother's ass." And I said, "That's what she was saying to you? You just telling me now?" And she said, "Well, yeah, because she can't beat your ass." And at that point, I wish I had, because I had her by her throat, jammed up in that refrigerator. I wish I had opened up that freezer and stuffed her ass in it for doing that with my daughter. So I told my daughter, when I tell my daughter lies, these are the kind of lies I tell her. I said, "Listen, very, very, very few people can beat your mother's ass. Okay? So don't let anybody tell you anything about beating my ass. And maybe there might not be a person alive that can beat your mother's ass." And she was like, "Yeah?" I said, "Yes. So don't let nobody, you come and you tell me. If someone is doing or saying something to you, you come and you tell me. Because there are very few people walking this earth that can beat my ass." And she was like, "Well, we've never had that problem again." She and I never had the problem again. But that's why I stay away from people. People make me go to jail. Especially in defense of my daughter. I'm sure that was all set for a point. But I lost the point. But I'm allowed to, because I'm a senior. Squeeze your gut. Yes, oh, the day, I only have one day I don't walk. And it's, my body feels good. It's like, "Oh, thank you for the rest." The muscles are happy. "Oh, thank you for letting us rest." But you can't let muscles rest too much. If you're a senior, you're old, because, honey, them things go, you got that strong muscle. So, you can't let muscles rest too much. Oh, and I want to tell you, the reason why we do this exercise, well, I do it, is because I lift a lot of stuff. I cook. So I'm lifting pots, and I'm lifting this, and I'm lifting I do my own clothes. I lift laundry, I lift laundry bags, things that you put the receptacles you put the laundry in. So I'm always lifting. So that's why walking, and also I don't have any ceiling room, because I would be doing that. Well, I'd be doing like this while we walk. But I don't have that room. So that's why I do this. It all helps in the lifting. So now I can basically lift a lot of stuff with one hand. I just take a pot, whoop, whoop, ah, whoop, 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 whoop. Yes. Whew. Our walk is halfway over already, child. Already. It's so fast, it's so good. This walk is so fast and so good. Yes, indeed. Our walk is halfway over. And the walk is brought to you by I like to say yes. Keep the word yes in your child's vocabulary by reading I like to say yes to your child. I like to say yes has boldly colored pages with brightly just children running, jumping, and playing. Keep the word yes in your child's vocabulary by reading I like to say yes to your child. You can buy I like to say yes from Archway Publishing, which is the publishing company, Amazon, and Barnes & Noble. You'll be glad you did. Here we go. So, this is the week that I just went and got that strong juice. I got like $10 two of these juice from the Jamaican restaurant. I mean, whoa, the ginger in this, even with me watering it down, the ginger in this, it is greens and greens and greens and greens. I saw this pregnant lady drinking it. When I was going to the restaurant, she was coming out and she had a straw and she was drinking. I was like, I ain't pregnant, but I need stuff that I need stuff that a woman needs. I want to put it out there that it tastes like medicine. All them greens, but you can taste that spinach. I put spinach in my juice, but they put spinach in their juice. Like maybe a whole garden. I just put maybe a bag or two. But it's like they make spinach, they juice all that spinach, and then they start putting other stuff in. But whew, that's a lot of green. That is a lot of green in that juice. So I know it's doing something good. Oh, the poor little camera, I've been having trouble with it. Just having trouble. I guess the same. I don't camera say, hey Jimmy, thanks for walking with me. Or exercising while I'm exercising. Let's see. Let me give it a little turn. And let's get these last few minutes over with. And let's do our fast-paced walk. I'm going to take it up to 2-1. Oh, walking fast. That way is like running. Squeeze your butt. Oh, I remember the point I was making. Okay. I was making the point of kids love you when you stand up for them, or when you stand up to someone who is bullying you. They respect you. When you sitting there taking a punch and being thrown all over the house, you ain't staying for them. You staying because that's what you like. You long suffering. But your kids ain't gonna like it. When you die, they gonna bury you someplace that don't nobody come and see you. That's how they felt about you in life. Because you sit there and took punches and kicks and dragged and all kind of crazy. And then the kids gotta fight the person beating you up, which is their father, because you won't lift a hand for yourself. And ladies, them kids don't like you. They don't respect you. What did Sophia said, Alice Walker said in her book? And knock him over his head and worry about heaven later. The kids will respect you. And they be scared that you get ready to knock them over the head. So that was the whole refrigerator story. My daughter was thinking I was a punk bitch because this woman was telling her, and I'll beat your mama too. I snatched her like a twig and tried to stuff her in the refrigerator through the closed door. So then she knew. So I said, oh, I'll beat your mother. She smiled. Not my mother. But she will tear you all kind of new assholes. You better not mess with her. You better get a rattlesnake to play with than to play with my mother. That's her attitude. She knew. So don't think you're doing something, being a martyr, being slapped all over the house, kicked and stomped. No, you're not. They don't appreciate you. Your children feel pity for you. Instead of respect and honor, they feel pity. They respect and honor the person that's beating you down, because obviously they're the strong one. Less than 2 minutes. Less than 30 seconds. Squeeze your gut. It's like my body want to go to the right. Like, let's walk to the right. No. We got to stay in the middle. There's a treadmill, not a sidewalk. Oh, yes, indeed. You know who likes that? My shins. They love that fast walk. Oh, they feel so tight and so good. Whew. Yes, indeed, y'all. Yes, indeed. Happy Monday. Monday. Happy Monday. Whew. Walking with the Mondays. Talking with the Mondays. Doing on a Monday. Oh, yes, indeed do. I saw something, and they said if you took like all the veins and nerve and everything out of our bodies, you can almost wrap it around the earth twice. That's how integral and how much wiring and stuff that's in us. So, you gotta move. You gotta move to get everything working and going and creating these sparks. Even though you're old, you're still making sparks. Whew. Again, I lost some people. I lost friends too. I know I had a lot of friends that, when I used to talk about the honor and the glory and the prestige for being a senior, being old, they looked at me like I was crazy. So I kind of knew I would lose them when I would be on the morning walks. I knew I would lose them because to exercise is to acknowledge the age and what you can do, and on and on and on. And like I said, I'm honored. I am honored because I know so many didn't make it to this point, and so many ain't gonna make it to this point. So, I'm good. I'm alright. Whew. Sometimes I like to try to walk different ways. Maybe I don't, because you walk a different way for every time in your life. You had a teenage walk, young adult walk, adult walk. You know, because you had a toddler walk. Whew. So, this, that. Whew. See, that sign that my friend would say, time to do a check-in. I think that was the proton neutrons firing off. When they made me do this, like, protons, neutrons, electrons, they're firing in my head. And they're making my fingers, because that's what they're supposed to do. They're supposed to carry a message from the brain. And this walk sends blood to the vein, to the blood to the brain. Walking. And the brain needs blood. Like a vampire. Give the brain blood. Make sure the blood gets to the brain. Yep. Hey, thanks for walking with me this morning. We're in our 5th month. Whew. My voice, I just got a little dry just then. Whew. Squeeze your gut. Our 5th month. The 2nd week of our 5th month. And I'm feeling real close to my gym days. Working out with Johns. My body is getting satisfied. Saying, yep, that's what I'm talking about. And then once we get our backdrop, and I start the bike riding at 7 o'clock for 15 minutes, that's going to set everything right. And then my body will say, okay, now I feel Planet Fitness fit. Like the old days, like before the coronas. Whew. Oh, you know what? Hold on a second. Oh, I didn't know that could go under one. I never went under one. That reminds me, when I was working, I had been working there for maybe about 2 years. And I never knew what time the train came behind my train. I knew what time the train came before my train, but I never knew what time the train came after my train because I never intended on catching it. So after 2 years, the train breaks down. My train comes. It's so packed I can't even get on. So I gotta call the supervisor now because I don't know, I gotta take the train that comes behind it. And the train that came behind it would put me like 20 minutes behind, which would make me lose the shuttle that I used to get from the leukemia. Beautiful people, that's why I raised money for it. I used to ride the leukemia employees in their van to the building. I did a lot of fundraisers for them. They were just so wonderful. And yeah, so I had to call. So that meant I missed the van, which means I gotta take the bus. So technically, that one train literally put me an hour late to work. And maybe that's why I never focused on the train after my train, because that train was the late train. I wanted the early train that came before it, and I wanted my train. They got me there like 15 minutes early. So I had to go look it up, and I just laughed. I was like, it just never dawned on me to find out when the late train was that was going to get me to work late. Never entered my psyche. All right, since I got my bell bars, they're not tangerine, but they feel good in my hand. We're going to do 10 for this month. I'll bump it up next month, but we were doing 2-pound weights. Now I'm up to 5 pounds. And it's a difference. Squeeze your gut. Let's go. 1. Squeeze your gut. 1 for good luck. Whew. Grand rising, y'all. Whew. I'm walking. Yes, indeed, I'm walking. Just for me, I'm walking. Thank you for the company. I'm walking. Happy to be walking. Happy to be walking. Thank you for the company. I'm walking. Yes, indeed, I'm walking. Oh, yeah. Just for me, I'm walking. Thank you for the company. I'm walking. Yes, indeed, I'm walking. Happy to be walking. Thank you for the company. Yeah. Thanks, YouTube.